So here, now we're going to take a look at how to fix the symbol description language that smart-frac created, which had one symbol per each one of these banks, and actually make it 2 symbols per bank. So we're going to we'll start at the bottom and work our way up, because that'll be the easiest. So we have bank 19, we're going to want bank 19 on the left, and bank 59 on the right. Bank 20, then bank 60, 21, 61, and work our way up until we get to bank 37, 77, and 38, and 78. What we're going to do is we're going to fix this bank, 19 and 59. We're going to combine those so that the bank 19 pins are on the left and that the bank 59 pins are on the right. And then we're going to use loop, a replicate loop, to actually replicate those so that we don't have to do the work all at once, or we don't have to do an individual work. So we can fix this one, wrap it in a loop, and delete all the other ones. And you'll see how efficient it is once we do that. So we're going to start, we're going to look at the SDL that smart-frac created, and we're going to use the new SDL editor. One thing about it is it's a lot more efficient. It's a lot faster to deal with big files such as we're dealing with. So again, the SDL file that was created was broken up into include files because it makes it easier to work with them. And there's an include file for the dedicated banks, the generic I/O banks, the transceiver banks, the power pins, the ground pins, VCC int. What we want to do here is we're going to play with the generic I/O banks. So we're going to click on this line, right click, include files, and we're going to go edit selected include files. And now we have the SDL editor up. We also have the picture of the banks up. We'll put that over here. So we can see if we use the search and we search for generic I/O banks. Okay, there's 84 of those. Let's see. Let's do FPGA generic I/O bank. Let's do just look in symbol name. So we know so that tells us there's 42 of those. Okay. And if we look, it starts at 19. There's 19. Goes to 20. Let's search for the next one. 21, 22, 23, 24, right? So it's walking up here. It's going to get to 38. So let's look for 38. So there's bank 38. And then it starts at 59. So it went all up to here, then it goes 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. So what we said we want to do is we want to combine 19 and 59. So let's take bank 59, and we'll do a shift click, and that'll give us the whole symbol for 59, and we're going to cut that and move it up. Let's close the search for now. And we're going to move it up right below the 19. Paste it in. Okay, so what we said we want to do is we want to combine these into 2 symbols. So we want to make this pins 19 and 59, that symbol, and we can take this, the end of symbol and the start of symbol, we can delete that. And we'll be left with this end of symbol here. So I'm going to delete. Okay, and then we can delete this blank space too. So now we're left, we have on the left, we have all the I/O pins. We have a spacer in VREF 19. What we said we want to do is we want to put the VCCOs on the top. So let's get this one and move them up to the top. And we want the 19, we want it to be on the left, and 59, we want it to be on the right. Now what we want to do is add a little separator between the VCCO pins and the I/O pins. So we're going to use the balance symbol side. We'll add a balance symbol side, and this will separate these sets of pins from the next set of pins. And I like to put 2 in between it so you can add a little more space in your schematic. So this is the number of grids it will be on the schematic, on the symbol, how many grids between the last pin on this side and the start of this next pin. Okay, so on the left we have VCCO19, on the right we have VCCO59. All right. Then what we want to do is we want to take the IO59 and move it up. and put that on the right. And then let's take this. We want another balanced symbol sides between that, so we're going to get rid of the spacer with the cut, and we can get rid of this spacer with the cut, and we can get rid of these two lines with the cut. And now let's put a balanced symbol size between these pins and those VREFs. And while we're at it, let's stick this, the VREF 59, on the right. And then I'm going to put the balanced symbol sides in between here. And for that case, a one grid is enough. Okay? And then if we Control click and delete, now we have a symbol with banks 19 and 59 together. Here's the start of it. Here's the end of it. We're going to have the VCCO19 pins on the left, VCCO59 on the right. We'll have the IO pins 19 and the IO pins 59. We'll have a spacer and then VREF 19 on the left and VREF 59 on the right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save this as something new. What we're going to do now is save this as something new. This file was created by smart-frac as an include file, and we want to make sure the next time we run smart-frac it doesn't overwrite our file. So we're going to go to Save As, and normally when smart-frac writes those files, he puts them in the smart-frac include files. We're going to keep it in the directory level above it, and we're going to call it generic IO banks 2 banks per symbol.stl, and we'll save it as that. And what we're going to do here now is we're going to take the generic IO banks. We're going to replace this selection with a new include file. So we're going to replace selection with include file, and we'll be able to select that one, generic IO banks 2 banks per symbol. And that puts the whole path in, which we don't really need. So let's get rid of that. So now it'll include it from the local directory. And so now we're in the top level. We're fixing which include file it's going to use. So we're going to save that. Okay. And then let's just reopen it. Include files, edit selected include file. And now we're back to where we have the 2 banks together, the end of the symbol. So we have the 19 and 59 combined. So we're going to create one symbol with 19 and 59 together. Now, we could go do the same thing for 20 and 60, then 21 and 61 and 22 and 62. And so that would involve work. We do this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. But what we can do instead is wrap this in a loop and let it loop around the bank numbers, so that with just this one we can create all of the banks that we want. So first thing we'll do is we'll build it and show what this one looks like, and then the next thing we'll do is work on the loops. So we combined the 19 and 59 into one bank. We're going to build it, show you what it looks like, and then we'll go to the loop. So I'm going to run SDL map, and it's assigning all the pins. And then we're going to run symbol builder, and the symbol builder is going to build the symbols for whatever is enabled here, Allegro and OrCAD. And then let's quickly take a look at the Allegro HDL symbol that we built. And so the first one, we have dedicated banks, and now we have FPGA banks 19 and 59. So we can see we have VCCO19, VCCO59. We have all the IO pins for 19 on the left, the VREF for 19 on the left, all the IO pins for 59 on the right, and VREF 59 on the right. And let's zoom fit. We can kind of zoom in a little bit and see that. So again, 19, 19, 19, 59, 59, 59. So we have a nice looking symbol where now we're basically cutting the number of symbols in half once we do this for every generic symbol.